launched this morning because the Archdiocese of Nyeri and Diocese of Kitui, we understand, are set to launch a distress call, actually a free toll number, as well as start an humanitarian fund. The event is expected to take place in Nyeri County this morning, and our reporter Ibrahim Karanja, based in Nyeri County, is keenly following up on this story very closely. He'll be joining us later on. But Masendo Muliro University in Kakamega town has started making sanitizers to be used to contain the spread of coronavirus. Let's speak to our reporter Willie Lusige for details. Willie Lusige, good morning. Kenyans are coming together fighting this COVID-19. Talk to us about the hand sanitizers being made by the Masendo Muliro University students.
Good morning, Brenda. Actually, indeed, Kenyans are coming together to put their effort and energy in combating the spread of the COVID-19. And what is happening here in Western region, because of the high population and also the high demand for these sanitizers and even chlorine, which is playing a key role actually in terms of fumigation. We've seen a different number of counties now fumigating major urban centers and marketplaces. There has been demand for chlorine, which is not easily available. It's not easy to buy from Nairobi and transport all the way to Western. So what has happened, Masinde Muliro University, which is the biggest university in Western region now, has opted to producing chlorine and sanitizers because the university is closed down and students were sent home because of the outbreak of COVID-19. So far they're producing more than 1,000 liters of chlorine every day, and a number of these sanitizers which are being distributed to hospitals, and apart from that also being issued out for free to the members of the public. But the biggest purchasers have been these health facilities, especially hospitals that did this, and other counties that are now fumigating major urban centers. But one of the biggest challenges they have been facing is lack of enough material, and apart from that also lack of enough facilities, because it's a new project that they are now trying to develop and to expand, but they have been playing a key role in the fight against coronavirus. But apart from that, Brenda, is very, very important to highlight now they are also turning their hostels into isolation and quarantine center in preparation if the outbreak will spread to Western and the number of patients increase. Most probably the hospitals will not be able to handle those cases. So what they're doing now, they're trying to set up a new COVID-19 hospital within the hostels that will now play a key role in what we can term as the best way to handle the number of patients if the number might go up, because there have been fears that most probably what the health officials here had speculated, maybe this month they had expected to have around 300 patients of COVID-19, but God has been good. We have only 2 cases that have been reported. So what they're doing, they're trying to be able to provide enough materials and sanitizer to the members of the public rather than to import or to buy these materials from Nairobi. Yesterday, and we visited there and we saw the whole process of how they're producing these sanitizers and even chlorine, and we filed the following report.
Kitakasa mkono chenye tulitengeneza hapa na tunaweza tengeneza vingi, lakini sasa uhaba wa bidhaa ya kutengeneza, hiyo ndio inatufanya tusitengeneze mingi, lakini tukipata namna ya kutengeneza tutatengeneza mingi ili tuweze kusambaza katika mkoa huu.
Hapa ndio one of production unit yetu ya ambayo tuna produce products kadhaa zikiwemo sabuni, hand sanitizers and other products. Hii ni lab ambayo tumetenga kidogo kwa sababu ya COVID-19, ambayo tuseme kwa siku tuna produce almost 1,000 liters, lita 1,000 ya all the liquids. Tulikuwa na equipments kama mixer. Mixer ni very important, na tukiwa na hiyo tunaweza produce per day, nafikiria hata more than 2,000 liters per day of liquids.
Maono yangu ni kwamba hapo mbeleni tutaweza kupanua huu mradi uwe mkubwa, tujulikane katika nchi ya Kenya kwa kutengeneza hivi vifaa na hivi vyombo ambavyo vinaweza kutusaidia kuzuia maradhi ambayo ni hatari katika nchi yetu. Kakamega hatuna moja, lakini tumekuwa katika mazungumzo na serikali ya county. Tutatenga mahali ambapo tutaweza kuita COVID-19 hospital, lakini mabweni yetu yanaweza kutumia kwa ile kiwango cha kwanza, isolation. ambapo watu wamewekwa katika room tofauti tofauti, wangojewe katika karibu siku 14. Kama watapata huo ugonjwa, basi tuelekee kiwango cha pili.
So Brenda will be following up to see if they'll be able to scale up the production of the basic sanitizers and even chlorine, and be able to see if they'll be possible to set up that new COVID-19 hospital in the fight against the spread of the COVID-19. Brenda?
Willie Lusige, thank you so much for that report. Fighting COVID-19 in Kakamega County. And you're back to Nyeri, where the Archdiocese of Nyeri and Diocese of Kitui are set to launch a distress call, a free toll number, as well as start a humanitarian fund. The event will take place in Nyeri this morning. Our reporter Ibrahim Karanja joins us live. Ibrahim Karanja, good morning. I believe right now you can hear me clearly. Kindly talk to us about this toll-free number.
Well, indeed, Brenda, I can hear you clearly. And just like you have mentioned, it is an initiative by the Archdiocese of Nyeri and the Diocese of Kitui, of course, led by Archbishop Anthony Muheria here and the other leadership of the Catholic Church from this particular region, who are currently holed up in a meeting just to see how this particular initiative is going to work. It is a toll-free number, sort of a distress number, where anyone who has issues, especially during this COVID-19 season, will actually be able to reach out for help. Remember, this comes amidst another humanitarian fund, Hope for You, that is actually being run. And this is a way of the Catholic Church sort of giving back to the community. And even as Christians are urged to contribute or to actually come out and be ready to help other people in need at this particular time. Remember, we have told stories of people in distress, not just in Nyeri, but across the country, owing to the fact that businesses have dwindled, jobs losses and all that, and other challenges that have actually arisen from the spread of COVID-19 in the country. So this particular step by Archbishop Anthony Muheria, and the Catholic Archdiocese of Nyeri and the Diocese of Kitui is intended to solve these very needy problems from the society. And of course, later, even as the leadership led by Anthony Muheria speaks to the press, we shall get to find out perhaps how exactly they intend to go down to the people, how exactly they intend perhaps to, even as they receive distress calls using the toll-free number, how exactly they will be going about to handle the situation, at the same time ensuring the utmost safety of those who will be handling such cases. Brenda.
All right, and Ibrahim Karanja, that toll-free number comes at a time also when a Catholic priest has been arrested, after being released from hospital after testing negative. I don't know whether, the leadership there would really like to comment about that, because this is a man of the cloth who's also expected by members of the public to adhere to the government's rules and regulations set out in terms of when it comes to fighting COVID-19.
Mm-hmm. Well, Brenda, it is interesting actually to see how not only the church leadership of the Catholic Church, but all religious leaders across the country are currently handling the spread of the COVID-19. And of course, this is a question that we actually are going to pose to the leadership that will be addressing us, perhaps what their reaction is to the arrest of the Catholic priest, and also what they think in terms of the role they think they need to play to ensure that the spread of COVID-19 is actually curtailed and ensure that the people are safe. Remember, this Catholic priest is the second high-profile case to be arrested after the Kilifi Deputy Governor Gideon Saburi. So, of course, if at all they'll be willing to answer that question or to comment on that particular position, we shall be posing the question to the leadership of the Catholic Church immediately they come to address the press in 30 minutes or so.
Right, and Ibrahim Karanja, lastly from me, it's good they're launching a toll-free number and a fund, if I heard you correctly. So how many people have been affected in Nyeri County in terms of probably being thrown out of their houses because of not paying rent? In Nairobi, have several cases.
Indeed, Brenda, there are cases of people who have been affected by being thrown out of their houses, landlords, actually house agents complaining. I remember I was having a conversation with one of the rent agents here who was telling us that as we do our broadcast, we tell people to be paying rent. But this actually shows the concerns that are coming up. But of course, it is because of the hard economic times that people are going through. We are not in position to actually verify the exact number of people affected from their residences, but we know that that number is there. We have seen the dwindling of businesses here. We have seen the small-scale traders earning actually very meager amounts as compared to how life was before that. So, of course, this particular initiative by the Catholic Church, and of course we want also to know whether it will extend to non-Catholics or whether it will extend to non-Christians. We will pose that question. But this fund will definitely help so many people, and it comes at a time when people are in distress. We shall try to get the exact number of people affected. It may not be easy, but we shall try to get down to know the exact number of people who are actually living right now in the harshest of times or harshest of life due to the COVID-19, and just try to see how this particular fund, or whether it intends to reach out to everyone, or it will be just minimized, say, to a small number of people who are within the Archdiocese of Nyeri and the Diocese of Kitui. Brenda.
Karanja, just before I let you go, how are they planning to raise funds? Is it through well-wishers, or it's going to be a church donation?
There has been that rallying call from the leadership of the Catholic Church and other leaders for people who are in position to actually raise funds. We have seen actually that happen. We have seen a section of Nyeri businessmen who are living outside the county actually contribute to donations or to people who are living in Nyeri affected by COVID-19. So we have seen that rallying call earlier on. I remember Archbishop Anthony Muheria is the one who presided over the Easter Mass at the Holy Family Basilica in Nairobi. And during that particular Mass, you can remember that clarion call he made to Christians to come out and help people, and while at it, to avoid sort of publicity stunts. So we expect Christians who are touched by that particular message, and all Kenyans from all or actually who are able to actually support this particular initiative at this particular time, to heed to that call from Archbishop Anthony Muheria and come out and contribute. Remember, just like our colleague Timothy Otieno said in his story yesterday, it is this extreme measure that actually brings out the best in people. And this is perhaps what the Catholic Church and the Archdiocese of Nyeri counts on, bringing out the best in people to help those who are in distress, rather. Brenda.
Ibrahim Karanja, thank you so much for that report. Now, IPA Democratic Movement, that is led by the party leader, Kalonzo Musyoka, has sent a congratulatory message to all doctors and nurses in the country for their outstanding effort in fighting the COVID-19 pandemic.